Alright, so factoring will be the first part of our test. Whenever we factor, and you do have to solve as well, we're looking for a GCF. In these three problems, there's no GCF. So we can go right to parentheses. Okay. The 6, I'm going to start with 3x and 2x. With 20, I'm going to start with my middle factors of 4 and 5. Now, once again, it makes no sense to put the 4 here. You're wasting your time. You can't have a GCF in the parenthesis. So 4 and 5. And my advice is you're checking the middle term. You don't need to check the outside terms. 3x times 2x is 6x squared. If it wasn't that, you wouldn't put it there. If 4 times 5 didn't equal 20, you wouldn't put it there. I need to get a middle term of 7x. 3x times 5 is 15x. 4 times 2 is 8x. Is there a way to combine 15 and 8 and get 7? Sure. I make that 8 negative. So that 4 has to be negative and the 5 is positive. And that's the factors. We're going to come down here and we're going to set each parenthesis equal to 0. If you can do it in your head, great. If you can't, do the basic algebra. And my two answers are negative 5 over 2 and 4/3. The second one, no GCF, go right to the parentheses. I'm going to put 1 and 3 down first, because 1 and 3 don't have a lot of options. Okay? Now, I'm going to check my middle terms first. With 8, I'm going to use 4 and 2 first. There's no chance of putting a GCF in either one, so I can kind of put them wherever. 4x and 2x, I'm going to start there. Okay. So, we get 12x, we get 2x. Is there a way to make 12x and 2x 10x? Sure. We make the 2x negative. So this is minus, this is plus. 4x minus 1 equals 0. How about that? 4x equals 1. X equals 1/4. 2x plus 3 equals 0. 2x equals negative 3. And x equals negative 3/2. And those are my two answers. So I come down to the last one. Bunch of options here. There's no GCF. Sometimes people want to say 5 here. 31 is not divisible by 5. So I'm going to start with 5 and 2 for the 10x squared, so 5x and 2x. For the 15, it makes no sense to try a 5 here with the 5. So I put the 5 here and the 3 here. There's no GCF in my parentheses now. 25x and 6x. Can I make 25x and 6x 31x? Absolutely. I just add them. So these are both positive signs. 5x plus 3 equals 0. 2x plus 5 equals 0. 5x equals a negative 3. X equals negative 3/5. 2x equals a negative 5. X equals negative 5/2. So our first step here, got to find the GCF. It's going to make our life a lot easier. 3 goes into all these. 3 goes into 6 twice. 39, 13 times, and 18, or 54, 18 times. I would really recommend writing that step first. And then putting your parentheses down. With the 2, it's got to be 2x and x. Now, I get that down right away because 2x and x is no option. You have 2x squared, you got to have the 2x and x. With the 18, we have options. We have 6 and 3, we have 9 and 2, we have 1 and 18. I would try 6 and 3 first. 12x and 3x. The problem is there's no way to combine 12x and 3x and get 15x. Or, excuse me, 13x. You would get 15x. There's no sense in trying a 6 here. Alright, switching to 3 and 6 do you no good, because 6 and 2 would create a GCF. So that means we need to try something else. Let's try 2 and 9. No sense in putting the 2 in the first parenthesis. You'd have another GCF. So the 2 goes here and the 9 goes here. 4x and 9x can combine to 13x. When you solve, the GCF is irrelevant unless there's a variable with it. If there's no variable with the GCF, we don't have to worry about it. 2x plus 9 equals 0. 2x equals negative 9, and my x equals negative 9 halves. X plus 2 equals 0. X equals a negative 2. Second one, we pull the 6 out. 2x squared plus x minus 3 equals 0. 2x and x right away. There's no options for 2. There's really no options for 3 either. It's got to be 1 and 3. I'm going to go 3 and 1 in this case. 2x, 3x. How can I make 2x and 3x positive x? The 3x remains positive. The 2x becomes negative. 2x plus 3 equals 0. 2x equals a negative 3, and x equals negative 3 halves. X minus 1 equals 0. X equals 1. Here, take a 4 out. 4x squared minus 8x minus 5 equals 0. Now, once again, this is one where I'd actually use the back term first. 5 has no options other than 1 and 5. And if you can kind of do it in your head, try and do it in your head whether the 4x and x goes better or the 2x and 2x. I would argue 2x and 2x go better. Okay? 10x, 2x. How can I make 10x and 2x negative 8x? The 10 becomes negative, the 2 stays positive. Negative 10 and 2 is negative 8. And now 2x plus 1 equals 0. 2x minus 5 equals 0. 2x equals a negative 1, x equals negative 1 half. 2x equals 5, x equals 5 halves. My GCF here is going to be 6. 2x squared. 6 goes into 78 13 times, and 6 goes into 120 20 times. So now, once again, this is I think, a hint that's very helpful. 1, if it's a prime number like 2, or some of the other odd numbers, 2x and x, get it down right away. No other options. Now for 20, that hint about you can't have a GCF in the parentheses, I think is very helpful. Because what are your options for 20? 1 and 20, 2 and 10, 4 and 5. 2 and 10 is useless. Because no matter where I put the 2 or the 10, I'm going to get a GCF here. So it's got to be 4 and 5 or 1 and 20. It's probably not going to be 1 and 20. I'm not saying that could never happen, but it's not highly likely. All right? Even the 4 and 5, I can't put the 4 with the 2. There's really not a lot of options. And in a weird way with factoring, we kind of want less options. Can 5x and 8x combine to a negative 13? Absolutely. If you make both of them negative. And negative 5 times negative 4 still gives you that positive 20. That's how you can reduce the amount of options you got to check. 2x equals 5, x equals 5x. And x equals 4. We pull a 3 out. 3x squared minus 11x minus 20. My factors are 20 once again, 1 and 20, 2 and 10, 4 and 5. I have a lot more choices here. Okay. I think 4 and 5 is what works though. And this is how we're checking our middle term every single time. Is there a way to combine 15x and 4x? There sure is. Negative 15 plus 4. That gives you your negative 11. 3x plus 4 equals 0. 3x equals negative 4. x equals negative 4/3. X minus 5 equals 0, x equals 5. And finally, we're going to take a 7 out. This is by far the easiest factoring one. Whenever there's just an x squared, it's x and x. What factors of 6 can combine to be a negative 1? Minus 3 plus 2. You probably don't even need to check your middle term now. X minus 3 equals 0, x plus 2 equals 0, and my two answers are x equals 3 and x equals a negative 2. Alright, so now we're going to code these names. So I'm going to give each letter a number. S is 2, C is 2, W is eliminated, A is eliminated, R is a 6, Z is a 2, K is a 2, O is eliminated, P is 1, and F is 1. Okay. So when I code this name, I'm going to follow these instructions. If two or more letters with the same numerical value are adjacent, omit all but the first. So I get rid of that one, I get rid of that one, and I get rid of that one. The first letter's still there, we get rid of it. And then it's write the first letter down and the 3 digits that are still left. All right, for Harry, we eliminate the H, we eliminate the A. R is 6, so it's 6, 6. And the Y we eliminate. Okay. Two letters with the same numerical value, we eliminate all but the first. The first letter is already eliminated. When I write the name, it's H600. Every one of these codes has to have 3 numbers. So if you don't have enough numbers, you use 0 as a placeholder. Mississippi, M is 5. The I goes away. The S's are 2's. The I goes away. 2's. The I goes away. And the P's are 1's. And the I goes away. So in this case, that second 2, that second 2, and that second 1 goes away. But see how like these 2's are also next to each other? The fact that I is in between means you don't eliminate those 2's. Okay? You keep these as well. We eliminate the first letter, and then it's M221. Kazakhstan, K is 2, Z is 2, K is 2, H goes away, S is 2, T is a 3, and N is a 5. When we eliminate the first letter, none of these 2's are adjacent because you do have the vowel in between them. So this becomes K222. We only use the first 3 numbers. After that, those numbers don't get used. And then finally, California, 2, we eliminate. L is 4, we eliminate. F is 1, we eliminate. R is 6, N is 5, and we eliminate the last 2 letters there. These are vowels. First letter is C, we eliminate it, and this just becomes C416. And that's our value.